And at 165, Ohio State brings out one of their best, Bo Jordan. The All-American as a freshman. He's undefeated this year out of St. Paris Graham High School in St. Paris, Ohio. And he's going to need to show up here and bring it because Ohio State needs to get back in. You're going to bring out Geno Morelli. Geno Morelli is stepping in at 165. Been going back and forth between Rashid and Morelli gets the call by Coach Cale Sanderson.
Bo Jordan, you know, he's got the range, and what we saw with his younger brother Micah, able to attack the legs. Of course, had a fantastic season last year, getting those big points on Saturday, finishing third in the country, coming back through the consolation rounds, and made a big difference here for the Buckeyes in the team score. You know, he's got a, you know, once again, we've seen examples here with Rutherford and Nolf, you know, going for the big moves, right, almost immediately, and see that looks like Bo Jordan's kind of setting up a whip over here. Morelli kind of has to be able to feel that, burying that left shoulder close to the mat.
Let's get out of this.
Had an explanation in the intermission there about the call on with DeJulius being off the mat. DeJulius was giving a 5 count here because he was on the leg, and the referee stopped it because of the 5 count. Now that was away from our table. We weren't able to go ahead and see that, but it was one of those, you know, the rule that they've implemented here within the last couple of years. That was the explanation that seemed to have gotten here, that there was a 5 count because DeJulius was on the leg. That's why he stopped it, not because they were off the mat.
15,983. Sold out. Bryce Jordan Center. 15,983 in here today. I don't see an empty seat.
Yeah,
and great crowd, knowledgeable.
They certainly are, and they know that their man right now, Morelli, is, you know, they know that Bo Jordan is heavily favored, but these are situations where they've been able to, with their home environment, to be able to, Penn State has been able to go ahead and, you know, get some big wins over the years.
No fingers, let it go.
2 minutes gone in this first period, and Bo Jordan is yet to score. Morelli or Jordan still on their feet.
Now, Bo Jordan is tough in the top position, so he can open a match from the top. So this is a win so far for Morelli. Doesn't look like at this point in the match that Jordan's getting his offense off the way you'd like to see it if you're the heavily favored wrestler. So,
All-American last year at 165, finished third. Got to the semifinals. He was a Big Ten runner-up.
He just had a fantastic season for a freshman, and really he wrestled, you know, Derringer about as well as anybody could have in the tournament. Had a good, tough match with him in the semis, and he came back in the consolations and wrestled well, but no points so far in the first period.
Derringer, the #1 ranked wrestler for Oklahoma State, and Bo Jordan, that #2, means he's #2 ranked on the international rankings. It's 0-0 at the end of the first period. Morelli holding off
Penn State defers.
Bo Jordan. Good look at Tom Ryan. Again, we've talked about how successful he has been at building this program. A couple of times runner-up before cracking it and winning the first NCAA team title in Ohio State history last year.
You know, something happened today that I was encouraged by here for our sport. Tom and Cale got together for breakfast. I don't know if I'm that, you know, obviously they didn't talk about the point spread, but it was, you know, it's nice to have that communication amongst the top leaders of the sport, and the guys that are leading the top programs, and not afraid to get together and visit about other issues and that are important to our sport. And so, you know, we were in Iowa City last week, and we talked to Tom Prans quite a bit. He has a lot of confidence in the leadership of where Tom Ryan is going here with the National Wrestling Coaches Association. Now he's going to be on the rules committee as well.
We were talking, the wrestling world is so fortunate to have top first-class head coaches running the programs in our top programs. They're just first class all the way around. Big Ten, Big 12, ACC, all around the MAC. Just great leadership in our sport.
Well, they want to do the right thing, and as you see that Morelli's getting a little momentum in this match with about almost 40 seconds of riding time. But they want to do the right thing. They may disagree on what that is, but there's a man that wants to do the right thing for our sport, and Tom feels the same way. And so by them getting together and communicating, particularly in a competition like this, I think is fantastic.
Morelli.
Nice back pressure. I love that technique right there. Good
gives
job.
Up the 1-point escape, and Jordan now out in front 1-0. A little shorter riding time, and nice 40 seconds of riding by Morelli to begin the second period. But it's 1-0 now. Jordan out in front with that escape.
Well, this is turning into a nice, at least moral victory to this point here as far as giving up bonus points. This is a match that a lot of people thought that Ohio State really had to get out there and get after it. And so Jordan, unlike Nolf and Rutherford before him, the two other heavy favored wrestlers, is not really, he's wrestling to the pace of his opponent right now. He's in a shot. He'll try to go ahead and put that far leg in, but nice job. The crowd appreciates that effort there by Morelli, fighting off that attack.
Geno Morelli, the junior out of Du Bois, Pennsylvania, only an hour down the road. And really giving it a game effort against the highly favored Bo Jordan. So Geno Morelli stepping in here and in the fight.
Working off that right hand underhook, but Morelli seems to be pretty content and not letting that right arm of Jordan get too deep. He's blocked off with the head. And
let's go to Shane right now.
All right, TJ, where you look at Geno Morelli, he's a transfer from Pitt, and this guy's really tough. In the same building, they wrestled Wisconsin earlier this season, and he was wrestling Isaac Jordan in Wisconsin, who was ranked third in the country. He was beating him late, but he gave up a takedown with a second or two left. But this guy's legit. And you look at this Penn State team, so much depth. He's been splitting time this season with Shakur Rashid, but a great opportunity tonight. But he's the real deal, tough kid in his own right.
Oh, he stopped the leg from going in, Shane, and a nice job with that. Now he's going to put himself in a position to at least get an escape. He wants to at least get one here.
It's 1-1. Geno Morelli looking for the big upset.
And so far Jordan has not been able to show that extra gear, but right here he's got his whip over set up right now, but Morelli gets to his feet. Yeah, that's again, Jordan is not able to show that extra gear, or just his pace has not been there to be able to dominate like you'd think he's capable of.
And like you pointed out, Morelli was ready when he caught that leg coming in. Did a nice job of keeping Bo Jordan from getting the leg in, and now wards off the attack by Bo Jordan. 1 minute left in regulation. It's all tied up, and they're stalling against a warning against Morelli.
Now Morelli's able to scramble here right now. He's able to go ahead and lock into the crotch. It gives him an opportunity to go ahead and it's a little surprised he didn't grab the ankle there. Jordan trying to lock the legs. He's successful at getting the bottom leg hook. Now he's got to worm that right arm out. He does have that, and he gets the takedown.
Gets the two, looking to see if he can turn him. Can't get the hips quite turned yet, and so Morelli facing out, going out of bounds. 3-1. Bo Jordan comes up with the big takedown on the edge. 30 seconds left in the third period.
I think if Morelli's got to try to create enough pace here to maybe even look for a reversal. And, when guys try to ride you with the legs, it's either, and Jordan is really one of the best in the country. But even he has decided to go ahead and very wise on his part. Boy, Daddy did a good job there of teaching strategy.
It's like not letting somebody get off a three-point shot at the end of the game, making sure it's a two, until he gives the one instead of the two. It's 3-2, no riding time. Morelli looking for that last-second takedown to pull out the upset, but it looks like it could be a little too late, and Bo Jordan will survive. With the win.
One of the best leg riders in the country decides in the last 30 seconds not to use the legs because he has that 2-point lead. It's just really critical, very wise.
The sophomore with some veteran wisdom there. Tactics at the end to make sure of the win. Bo Jordan gets the win, 3 points on the board.